get zen with it. Nah.
Yeah, Kenny over there just chilling.
Oh yeah, dude. My pal Kenster. Fucking Kenny G.
Dude, fucking good old Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers.
You ever watch Eastbound and Down?
Yeah, I love Eastbound. I haven't finished it, but I do like it.
I wish it was longer. It was.
I've been wanting to like restart Righteous Gemstones just because I haven't.
That is a show I've been meaning to watch.
It's pretty funny.
I see clips of it all the
freaking
freaking
funny,
time.
dude.
And it's yeah, cause doesn't it got
John Goodman, the dude, Adam fucking from Workaholics.
What's one show with the man? His name escapes me. He's on the Fallout show. He's
Pedro? No, that's from fucking Last of Us.
Yeah.
Fallout, actually, I have to watch, dude, because we watched like 2 or 3 episodes and then I haven't.
Oh, it was super good.
I know, I was like.
As a fan of the series, it's definitely comparable to the Halo TV show, which is kind of.
Oh, really? Is there that?
Yeah, it's
just not very good though.
Yeah, like imagine like if you let Netflix get a hold of something or something. Like, I appreciate what they're doing, but if you go from like having played the games and then going to the show, it's like they're taking bits and pieces of the story.
Okay.
And then just
change it, like filling in other.
Fully changing it.
Yeah,
how
yeah.
everything is. And
I hate that about a lot of things, dude. I'm really. Are you stoked for Happy Gilmore 2, though?
I don't even think I've seen the trailer. I think
you
I've
haven't seen the trailer, dude?
I might have seen the trailer.
You saw Tires season 2 just got announced. Like when it's coming out in June.
What season 2?
Tires. Have you watched Tires? Shane Gillis' show?
Oh, Tigers. I thought you were saying Tigers.
Oh, Tigers, dude.
I was like, no, dude, Tigers. That shit was hilarious.
I was like, Tigers, dude.
When he's putting him in the crate, talking about Epstein's Island, he's like, oh no, the pussy is spoiled.
Did you see that? That's the second season's coming in June.
Yeah.
May or June, I believe June 5th.
I saw the part of the Netflix thing. That show, honestly, I was like, it could be funny, and then it was just downright hilarious.
Yeah, dude, I think I watched it all in one day.
Like, I think I actually had some like actual like laugh out loud.
Yeah, dude. I really want to.
Cackling.
I'm glad that we have some good humor out there now.
Mm-hmm.
We've always had it, but it comes in waves. You know what I mean?
Him
Like
and Post Malone, healed Bud Light.
I feel like as far as they definitely did, dude. I feel like as far as like good shows, the last couple ones we had. I mean, Eastbound and Down. When was that out? Was that like Workaholics and like It's Always Sunny times?
Down,
or was it a little bit after that?
I'm gonna throw it around 2017, I think.
So it's a little after that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've always had it. Just comes in waves. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It does.
Workaholics. I've never watched that through all the way.
Oh, dude.
Definitely clips. I think as far as like I go to watch it and I get to like just like maybe the first season, even the Sunny. I don't think I've ever made it past like season 3.
Dude, what?
I know.
Sunny it kills me, dude. It kills me. I've watched it all. Usually though, I watch it like coming down from acid.
Oh, well, that's
so it's even weirder, dude. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. Like you're coming down from tripping. You're not fully tripping, but you're still like slightly there. That was primarily the times I was watching it. You know what I mean? It was like that time in my life, 2013, 2014.
For me, like I watch most of my TV shows that I watch. Like I'll watch while like playing like RuneScape or something.
Okay, see,
something where I can just do
like,
something on the side and then watch the show.
You watch White Lotus?
No, I've not seen White Lotus.
Oh, dude.
No, it
gets weird.
The last show I've watched is. I don't even know. Well, I guess I watched like some anime and stuff, like Vinland Saga and Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Okay, I haven't watched any good animes in a while. The last one I really watched was Hajime no Ippo, the boxing one.
No idea.
No?
I feel like I've probably heard of it, but
it's really good. I liked it. It's about this like dorky dude who like gets bullied all the time, but he's actually like a really good boxer. Like he figures out and he's like, I'm gonna train to be the best boxer, and really puts in the effort. And it's like the Rocky of animes.
Like Vinland has got a super solid story. The whole arc, beautiful. Edge Runners, it's short, and it's definitely an emotional roller coaster. Like I would say, like
Edge
emotional.
Runner?
Yeah, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It kind of.
Okay.
the story of it kind of goes before the game in a way.
Before the Cyberpunk game.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has to do with that though.
It's definitely in universe. Uses I guess in universe characters because it's like a not prequel, but it happens before the game. And that like I'd say it's an emotional roller coaster. Like when it comes to even like, with Shippuden with like Jiraiya and like.
Okay, really. I love some emotional roller coasterness to my animes,
like
dude.
Itachi dies the second time, like that kind of.
There's so many times. Yeah, I actually got to go through Shippuden, but I want to go through it now. Like I want to just go through the whole thing now. That Sequoia's kind of getting older and can actually comprehend it. You know what I mean? A little bit. You know what I mean? Like actually get into it and figure it out. Because he was Naruto for Halloween last year, or 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember when you guys stopped.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Me and the ex, because I had watched, I don't know if it was during like my layoff seasons or just, no, I think it was while it's like just playing RuneScape, like I said. And so I went through like the full Naruto and then the Shippuden. And then I'm like, damn. Like it took like a couple months to watch all that, but it's like over 700 hours worth of, well, not 700 hours. I know it's like both.
It's gotta be, dude.
It's 600 and something episodes.
Both of them combined?
Yeah, together.
Really?
Shippuden, I think it's like 500 episodes.
Yeah, so the first one is less, like a lot less?
It's like 220 something.
Okay. So
then you have the movies if you care to do that.
But I do care to do that.
The crazy thing about Shippuden,
especially watching it with Sequoia, we have to go through and watch the movies, dude.
I was doing that. I was watching it with the ex, and like I had a sheet.
She got into it?
Kinda, yeah. I skipped through some of the more boring filler episodes.
My first time going through, I can't do that.
Yeah, first time, no. I was just like, I just can't. I don't want it at the end. And then,
like my first time going through a show, every episode is canon. You know what I mean?
Except Boruto. I think I got to like episode like.
Boruto, I haven't gotten through yet. I haven't even started it.
I want to like it. It's just, I don't know.
How do you feel about Inuyasha? Have you watched it?
Isn't it like an older one?
Yeah, it's way older.
I think the only bits and pieces I've seen of that is from like the late night Cartoon Network.
Okay, dude, it's a great one. You should watch it, dude. I have to recommend it, dude.
So something very controversial. I watched like Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 before season 2 came out, and then I'm like, I see all these clips of Bleach from like the Thousand Year Blood War, whatever, and I'm like, you know what, Bleach has always been. I'm like, I'm gonna go back and watch it because of how Jujutsu Kaisen is. Like the story, I was getting deja vu watching Bleach.
So you think Jujutsu Kaisen is like a Bleach ripoff?
I mean, it's not a ripoff. I mean, they're definitely like inspired. I know the creator's like a fan of it, but it's you take like ordinary high schooler, he's all of a sudden becomes part of a.
That's like everything.
Yeah, so ordinary high schooler.
That's a lot of things.
Through unfortunate events, becomes part of this secret organization and now can see things that other people can't, and now he has to fight them. It's kind of like the same in a way. Obviously, like
I would say I like Bleach more. I'm not gonna say
No, I'd say like Bleach definitely like. They're OG.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's like fresh off of watching that, I'm just like, man, what the heck? Like, I feel like I've already seen this.
Have you watched Queensblade?
Dude, when I was in high school.
Yeah, dude. Dude,
it's like we watched it as a joke, and then we're like, damn, it's actually got a good story.
Yeah.
However, it's just got too many.
Especially that's the time you're watching it and you're like, damn, this is a good story. Now I'm horny. Now I'm
well, it's
horny.
not even that. It's like I really hope no one else walks in because this is gonna be really freaking weird. Now, granted, me and a bunch of my friends had watched it. First, it was like a joke, and then we're like, damn, like okay, but. Man, from that, especially the damn blacksmith lady, she's got like, I don't know, 2 damn buoys. That's.
Dude, I love that show. I'm not gonna say I don't. I actually want to get a Queensblade figure, dude.
Well, that's a little much.
No, I'm going to, dude. I've been looking.
Oh no.
I'm looking. It's gonna be in the back.
Like I feel like I definitely would want to watch it again for the story's sake because it did have a good story. No,
it did lose it later on.
Don't remember like what exactly had happened. No, but I do remember it being like, okay, it's more than just.
It was just some badass, sexy ladies.
That does
doing
feel
some
weird,
sick
like,
shit.
saying like cartoons.
High School DxD. I'm sure you watched that around that same time.
No, I think I might have seen an AMV of it. And it's like the zombies. It was like one season.
It's like kind of Monster Girls.
I don't know. I've heard people talk about it.
There's another one. Fuck. I got deep. I got deep around that time.
I used to watch like a bunch of like the AMV. I think it's like AMV Hell, like on YouTube. It was like just a compilation of like
to Linkin Park and shit.
No, not necessarily. I mean, obviously they had like some, but it was just like got little videos. And there's this one, I don't know what hell anime it's from, but it's like there's zombies, people dressed up in, I guess, uniform, like Squirrel Girl type uniforms, that kind of weird stuff.
That could be an episode, and I don't remember it much.
There was like there's a person with a sniper, and they use like the girl's tits or something. It's like a stabilizer or something, or maybe not.
See, that's the
but
sexy
they
shot,
fired a
dude.
shot, and there's another girl who does a spin in the bullet, like the way your tits move around the bullet to avoid. It was just so stupid.
No, that's a great shot. Dude.
Like,
somebody spent how much time animating that?
A Japanese Coomer.
Oh god. And to think they used to spend their time fucking planning bomb attacks, and then
we definitely
we did that to them, dude.
We changed the hell out of them. They went from taking over China, being relentless as fuck, to just being like, you know what, Hello Kitty.
Yeah, that's us, dude. We did that to them.
Yeah, it wasn't for the two nukes. I don't think we'd have Hello Kitty.
That's nuclear fallout, dude.
We wouldn't have like. Well, it's kind of hard to tell.
Maybe we gotta let the Russians bomb us.
Yeah. I mean, was Naruto another good anime worth trade off? I don't know.
I mean, hey, dude.
You know,
I would say so. Otherwise, who knows?
We threatened them. Call her bluff.
Somebody. It's only a matter of time until somebody does that to us. Only it's not gonna be called. That's just when the world ends.
I remember when Kim Jong Un. When people were worried about like his nuke,
yeah.
Like Michigan was just out of the scope of the blast. Like, we'd be aight.
It wasn't a lot of that over the interview, that movie.
No, I think this is after. I think it's.
Do you remember though when he was like that?
Dude,
movie?
I remember people were so worried about World War III over that.
And now look where we're at.
Yeah, friggin'. That's how.
We are only on track though. It's only about time. Some way or another, it's gonna happen.
Well, that movie is the reason, like, how I discovered Isaac Hayes, I guess, in a way. Technically, I knew about Isaac Hayes prior.
I'm trying to think of who exactly.
He's a guy who voiced Chef.
Okay.
Turns out, because I thought he had left
Yep.
South Park from the the racism or something like that, and no, it's just because he was a Scientologist, and they're making fun of Scientologists.
That is hilarious.
And so that's why they like the episode of like Nambla.
Did you?
Just all that stupid shit, but yeah, because he did jazz. I think it's jazz. No, soul music. Maybe jazz.
On South Park?
Well, not on South Park. I mean, that's why the reason why the chef would sing. But so there's a part in the interview where I think it's where they get to the castle or the keep or whatever the hell, the palace, I guess. And like it has like whatever song playing, and like I was like, that's a nice song.
That's him?
It's one of his songs.
That's crazy, dude.
And then there's a nice old school rap album that has that song as well.
Really?
I think it was in San Andreas.
Huh, that's pretty cool. You know the lore, dude. You know the Isaac Hayes lore.
A little bit. Oh. You know, the only two people I know is was it Otis
Reddingham?
Yeah,
Is that the okay.
Well, obviously it's not Redenbacher. But it was
Otis Redenbacher.
No, but
that's Orville, dude.
Oh, it's Orville?
Yeah.
Close enough. Dude, I'm a was it Act 1 or Act 2, whatever, that popcorn.
Okay. I think that's what we have in the cupboard right now.
Yeah.
We have like the extra super bad buttery one.
Oh jeez. I've always done just normal butter.
No, dude.
Well,
I need my fingers to be I used as a kid swipe the bag after.
It's diabolical.
And just lick it, dude.
That's insane. But it's because when Jay-Z and Kanye West had that song Otis. Like,
Okay.
I think off that album, that was like my favorite song. But then the family got really mad.
That's a great segue, dude. Did you watch the Kanye West interview?
No,
You didn't?
I seen the clip of him dressed up in a nice little cosplay.
I watched it. I watched it all the way through. It was very I had to watch it. I guess I'm a fool for the media, but it was interesting. A lot of the things he says I don't agree with, you know what I mean? But the way there were certain things he was saying in it, you know what I mean? Like, fuck the Jews. No, I'm sure there's
I think if he would have waited about 2 years before he started going on that, and maybe if he said a couple like Free Palestines or something.
Well, here's what I think he should have did. I think he shouldn't have done any of it. Gotten the halftime show and then had everybody go out there and Nazi shit and like doing the salute.
His fucking uniform.
Yeah, dude, you know what I mean? I think that's the way he should have did it.
It is funny that like he has like that swastika like amulet.
Yeah, the iced out fucking swastika.
So like I think Shane Gillis and them talked about it. I think that's where the clip I saw it from. And it's like, of course, like It's obviously it takes a certain amount of money for some jewelry company to be like, all right, yep, we got you.
Even the same even the suit. In the video, there's this guy at the end, right? Because he takes it off, and there's this guy at the end that like his whole entourage comes down, and this is like light-skinned black dude. He could be Puerto Rican, I don't know, but he's carrying it, and you can see he's uncomfortable with it. He's like, yo, yeah, take this, and you can see that he's like, come on, bro, I don't want.
Well, because isn't like the color of that particular, isn't it like it's for the leader? I know there's like obviously the
I think so.
Classic
Yeah.
white, off
no,
white.
it was red.
Red?
It was red.
I thought they had some black ones. I guess I'm not really hip on the.
It was red, dude. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not very.
I know there is red.
I think the red was like the what are they called? The fucking
Grand Wizard.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh my god, dude.
There's too many ranks.
I'm Grand Wizard Supreme, actually.
I learned recently that Howl was like a.
Yeah, no, and we in Mulliken, where my mom used to live, basically, they used to pass out. Like we would get.
I can see that with Mulliken. It's out in the middle.
Yeah. No, Howl is a big though. That is a big one.
Yeah, it was like what is it like a. Oh, what's it called? Like a sundown city or.
Yeah.
Like you don't.
I believe that is what it's called.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, like it's kind of wild. I know back in the day they went through a Wasso, but I didn't know there was like the how it was about that life.
But there were certain things he was saying that were like that. He said something about it. Like they brought up somebody and he's like, look, man, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to publicly say anything bad about anybody that hasn't publicly said something bad about me. Basically, he's like, the only reason I'm say anything about any of these people is because they've said shit about me. And he's like, it's like, what? He's like, you know what I mean? But then he's like, why do they do that? And it's like, well, look at you. Look at what you're doing, dude.
I saw recently that Kim K trademarked North's name so that he can't use it and stuff. And like at first, I'm like, my first reaction was like, oh, that's kind of like an overreach on like for the mom. But then I'm like, well, given the shit he's been saying, I get it.
I do get it, and it is like,
Like at first seemed like an overreach, but then it's like, oh.
I know schizophrenic people, and he could be full. You know what I mean? So I do get it.
Oh, I think absolutely, especially after like with how significant his mother was in his life, like how important she was. Definitely. Like,
he's on a little. Yeah, I see that.
After she had died, he's
I definitely see that. That's crazy.
He probably had like some stuff before, but I think they definitely.
That is wild, dude. Because when like my grandma Teresa just passed, and I really actually feel like it did something in a weird way good. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I feel like I have a really good. I feel like being there with my whole family. Like we were just.
Yeah.
I just feel like in a way like that actually might have really saved us all and made us figure some stuff out. You know what I mean? I feel like it's either one or the other. You know what I mean? 100%. It either like dealing with a loss like that, you either lose it or like, all right, like figure out the strength in yourself to overcome it. You know what I mean? So it's really interesting. But like, I definitely could see that. That's a good point, dude.
Yeah, it's just Oh, because I mean, he like. I still listen to it. Well, none of his really newer stuff. I think it's kind of
I do want to check out Bully. I'm not gonna lie.
the what?
Bully, his newest one. You can only listen to it on YouTube.
Oh, his last couple albums.
I
He
might
hasn't
throw
really
it on
had
while I'm
anything
painting
that
the
like.
girls' room.
Oh god! Like he hasn't had anything that like really sparked my interest. I guess it's like I can see like the artistic side of things, but also like it's the artistic side of like a mad lad, and it's just not really something I vibe with.
Well, here's the theory I have, right? Like, cause around the time that he was really popping off, like I feel like he was a part of the wave that got the kids really into the Illuminati. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like he was making that music that people were like, dude, this is the Illuminati shit, you know? And then I'm like, hey, dude, if that shit is real, maybe he is the one. What he's doing, like watching that video, it did seem like some kind of weird Illuminati shit. And then he walks out and greets these like 3 white people, and it's really weird. And then he's like, no, this lady did this and this and this, and it is really weird. And it's like, is he actually way higher up than these other people, and these other people are still taking orders from lower people? And then that's, some weird shit to think about.
See, I mean, like I look at that like the whole like Illuminati or whatever. I look at that as like when the Tate brothers talking about the Matrix. Like it's just
Oh yeah,
something that they're. I don't really think the Illuminati is real.
it's not.
Way.
No, I think.
But I think if people use it as an excuse to try to talk about like stuff they can't quite explain or don't want to explain.
It's like
Especially with the Tate brothers, like okay,
it's like an overall just thing.
Maybe cops aren't showing up to your house because the Matrix is against you. Sign up for Hustlers University if you want to avoid the Matrix.
Use promo code. Use promo code Gombrowski.
Yeah, that whole shit's always corny. So, like, talking about, oh, you're better than me for
No, yeah, I just
$59.99 a month. I'll tell you how to become better.
Yeah, I'm like, dude. For one, even myself, I have thought about. I'm like, hey, dude, I feel like I could give some good. I just don't think I could be like a therapist or anything because I don't think you should have. I don't think money should be gatekept for that.
If someone would say something to me, I'd fucking giggle.
You know what I mean? And it's just like I don't think shit should be gatekept like that. It's like, dude, if you like actual like, you know what I mean? If you have a conversation that helps somebody, that's awesome. Or if that's just what happens, but like money shouldn't be a barrier.
And even then, I think stuff like that, it's like they don't really have anything legit to offer. It's just for people. It's a way to prey on people who are weak,
lost and confused.
They have expendable money. It's like those. They have those camps or those little like program like these dudes like this alpha male shit. You go spend like $10,000, and they'll fucking just pretend like you're going to like some Navy SEAL shit.
That's where that is crazy. I would say it is hit or miss though. I would say there probably are like some solid therapists, but 100%. I've never had one myself, and I am potentially on the search for one, but I'm also not. You know what I mean?
I think that like is also a unique thing, like other than like just telling someone to lock in. I feel like other than that, like it's definitely everyone's got all sorts of different complex things, or maybe not complex things. I feel like
I just feel like you should surround yourself with people that you feel comfortable with expressing. You know what I mean? And, like, it shouldn't have to be a stranger that you have to pay. But unfortunately,
sometimes people don't have friends.
If that is the case, then yeah, of course, you get what I'm saying. But like, if you don't have friends or family or anybody that you can like really feel like you can say something to, But even then, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like myself, I'm like, hey, dude, I don't know. I'm a pretty open book with the people I'm around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like if I'm actually going through something, like I'll talk to people, but like other than that, like I'll just like, this will be fine. Like I'll get over it. Like Max, she hated it because what I would do is like we'd get in like a fight or something. It was always something stupid, and like I just think is this worth staying mad over? And I'm like, nope. And then like all of a sudden I'm just carrying on, and she's just like, she needs like the sleep in order to like get over it fully. She's like, I'm so mad at you. I'm so
girls are like that, dude.
Yeah, they are.
They're like I don't think they can help it, dude. It's weird because fucking. She has, I'm pretty sure PMDD, and she's pretty sure that she does, which is like premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So it's basically like PMS times 10. Like she like gets real gnarly with it, but I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like the girls, it's weird because me, I am like, dude. Like even today, like I was like, I feel like you're just stressed because you want to be stressed right now. Like I'm trying to give you the facts and like de-stress you, and you're getting more stressed about that, dude.
There's times where it's like, it's you can't maybe quite explain it, so like having someone try to like either tell you maybe what it is and you don't even know what it is.
Well, no, it wasn't even like that. It was not even that. I'm talking about something ridiculous. Like they were transferring the title over, and I was just telling her she was looking for her title, and I was like, "You don't need that. You're getting your mom's car. You need your registration. So why are you digging through these? Go out there." And she was like, "Yeah, I don't know." She got stressed about that and was like, "Well, this and that. I don't need people telling me different things." I was like, "Well, you need at least somebody telling you the right thing." You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but. I also just think it is probably better to just let them feel stressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes it's easier just to like not really say much than anything and just kind of let them figure it out.
Yeah, and it is important the way they handle that. You know what I mean? If they're taking that out on you the whole time, probably don't put up with it. But if they're at least being stressed and like not trying to take it out on you, but just being stressed, and you're just gonna be like, all right, that sucks for you that you're going through this. We saw this guy. I don't know if you saw my Instagram story of that dude. That lady. It was like I think an Asian lady riding a scooter, but she had an umbrella, and the wind was so crazy it was blowing it totally backwards, and it was pouring rain, and she was just riding.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh my god, it was hilarious. But we saw this guy, and he was like holding this umbrella on the way home, and she was like, "Huh, poor guy." And I made a silly, stupid joke that I'm glad she didn't fully register. You know, I was like, "Hey, you're saying that, but here you are. Maybe he's not as stressed out as you are."
His head feels on fire.
You know what I mean? But I thought it was a clever. I'm glad it didn't fully.
One of my biggest problems, I think, when it comes to like stuff like that, it's like I can't. Sometimes I can't be serious, or like there'll be times where like, I don't know what to do. I'll just laugh.
Yeah, dude.
And there'll be like something serious. I'm just laughing. They're like, "Oh, it's just a fucking joke." I'm like, I just.
That's kind of what I told my mom, because I had to tell her. I'm not going to fully explain the situation on here, but I had to call her about what happened yesterday. Yeah. And I was like, I almost wanted to be like, when they said it, be like, is this an April Fool's joke? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I should have said that. Just because it's like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck, dude? And my mom was like, no, don't even like do that. That's like this is like women claiming rape when they haven't been raped, you know what I mean? Like it was just some dumb shit. But I was like, that would have been a funny way to handle it, though. You know what I mean? Because what are you supposed to do? Just be stressed out and let it make you have a stroke or something? You know what I mean? Like, there's some shit that just... It's
I think, especially given that subject, I mean, it's like... Definitely, I mean, it was definitely be stressful, but I feel like also knowing, like where your finish line is and, like...
Yeah.
It's like, okay. That's you can throw that, but nothing's going to happen.
My mom was just kind of like, hey, man, well, if you need to just breathe it in and let it out and this and that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we're going to the comedy show. I'm just going to laugh. And she was like, well, you shouldn't suppress it. And I was like, well, I'm not suppressing it, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing with my life and what I'm working towards. And, I'm going back to school and I have I know what I'm doing. I'm not, I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not doing something stupid.
It's like, I love your mom, but, like, I remember when your brother was, like, kind of going through some shit, and, like, he had quit where I was working, and then, because I think he said it was, like, too tough, and then she's like, Tyler, if it's too much for you, you can always quit. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, this ain't shit, like...
I tell my mom all the
like,
time
well,
that
it's okay.
There's times I'll say things, and I'll be like one thing I said, for instance, and, I was like, I feel like you almost want to raise your daughter to be able to be more picky, but you want your son to just be able to put up with the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like she's always, like, chosen you last on a lot of stuff.
But I was just saying this about my own kids. You know what I mean? I was like raising daughters, I'm realizing that I want them not to just settle with things.
Yep.
But raising a son, it's like you have to raise him with the knowledge that you're going to have to settle for a little bit. Yeah. Like, you're not going to be the awesome G you think you're going to be right away, dude.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And my mom, and it turned into, like, a crazy argument that somehow happened, you know what I mean? But I was like, whoa, I don't know how this happened.
You just kind of, like, misunderstood the situation.
Yeah, and she just kind of was like, thought that I was, like, putting the blame on her in a way, when really all I was like, hey, My dad, was like a minority, slightly in a small town, raised by a single mom. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
yeah.
had me as a teenager, like hands, the cards aren't the best.
Yeah.
And I was just explaining the situation and just explaining more so like my acceptance with that and that I can work. What you know what I mean?
Even him, like, just the whole, he went through some shit too.
Yeah. So yeah, me and my dad now, like the older I get, I'm like, God damn it, I feel like I'm kind of slightly reliving his life in a more extreme way. Like this issue, you know what I mean? The things that he's gone through with my mom, I feel like I'm like, oh my God. But we don't have to get into all of that.
I feel like every one of your siblings has, like, given your parents some sort of grief.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like, some sort of level.
This happened.
It is kind of funny because it's like...
Except for Mariah. Well, I guess I'm never mind. I'm not going to get into it. I'll tell you what she did off the pod.
Oh, boy.
There's only really one thing that she did, but...
That's funny.
I'll fucking say it, dude. She thought she was texting her boyfriend a nude, and she sent it to Shelby.
I think I heard that before.
I was like, I'll just fucking say it. Fuck it. That's kind of funny. I can't hold that story back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember.
I love you, Mariah, but that's hilarious.
I remember it was.
If I did it, I would make a joke about it.
Dude, I accidentally sent my buddy a fucking meat pic one time.
Accidentally?
It was accidentally.
It wasn't. You weren't like, damn, this is looking good. I need a good compliment from my bro.
Well, here's the thing. I was,
right out the shower,
maybe gassing myself up. I was actually about to hop in the shower. But, like, I was talking to this girl, like, we'd always exchange stuff, and then, like, it was looking a little prime, so I'm like, whatever. I'm like, oh, do you they put out there? I'm like, you think you can handle this? And I said, and then, because I just sent him a different snap prior, so, like, all of a sudden I look, and I'm like, looking, I'm like, her thing still has a square, and then, whatever, and he didn't say anything for, like,
isn't that like exactly
for, like, 9 months.
What happened on the night before? When James
yeah, well, that was because of a different phone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But isn't that he sends him a message and he's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, he's a grower and a shower. But dude, it's
I
like
can't
also
believe we saw that. Dude, that was
that movie is so funny.
We gotta hit up the theaters also once a
It's
month
been a
together
minute.
or something,
The
dude.
fucking Minecraft comes out Friday.
I know, but I'm saving it to take Sequoia.
That's
You know what
fair.
I mean?
That's fair.
But you can come to that even too.
Yeah.
But even if you want to see it before that, I am saving that one for him, because he,
No, that's understandable. Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be cool to see.
It
Like,
would
it-
be.
like, it
I know
could-
there's
the
a lot of people
animation looks
hating on it,
whatever.
dude, but I'm like, fuck you
You know what?
guys.
It is what it is. It's not the new Shrek animation.
I don't even hate that.
No, I mean obviously they have to change it up at some point in time. It just
I'm like, dude, come on, guys. If that's your biggest issue in life, that's awesome. I'm actually happy for you. You know what I mean, dude? I'm like, come on, guys. This is all fucking bullshit. Anyways, I can't wait for there to be something. Did you watch Let's Start a Cult? Fucking Stavros's movie.
No.
It's a pretty good one, dude. I liked it.
Sounds familiar.
I liked it. You know Stavros?
Yep, the Greek.
Yeah, yep.
The Greek guy.
Yep. It was a pretty good movie, dude. It was pretty fucking
I see
funny.
his, cause I think I follow him on Instagram, so like I see just like clips from his like show all the time, and
I don't like all of the episodes, but certain guests. I do like him. I think he's funny, but I like the guests that like he has a certain relationship with. I feel like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like more friends with, where he's like, okay, I'm gonna have this sort of banter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he's known them, I don't know.
I think the last clip I had seen of him was like this girl calling in talking about like this dude
Oh,
she'd
I
been
love
hanging
that
out
shit,
a
dude.
couple days, whatever, and like they had fucked, and like he had one of his posters, like his naked posters, whatever, hanging up.
Did you?
And like the girl, like I think the dude was like giving her like shit, and then like his co-host was like, "Was he Greek?" She's like, "Actually, yeah." And he's like, "No, hold on, you had prior information."
That's hilarious, dude.
So I think the dude is kind of being like a scumbag and just like, "Oh, that's just how Greeks are."
I hope that like Thunderstorm is getting picked up. I feel like that's a cool ambiance.
Dude, man, there were some like flooded areas coming here.
That's
Even
why
on the
I texted
highway,
you.
I was like, "Holy shit!"
That's why I texted you like, hey man, like
Yeah.
fucking drive safe, dude.
I didn't see it. I was like, I didn't even want to check my phone on the road. It was bad.
I was glad you didn't. I'm like not gonna lie.
And like pulling through.
The longer I saw that you were inactive, I was like, yes.
Dude, I felt bad. It was before I pulled on the MLK. I think it was MLK going north. Looked like some like homeless dude lost his setup.
Oh man.
There was like an abandoned like bike with a little trailer and like stuff.
It just was blowing.
I knew it was deep water because it was up to like the spokes or not spokes, but like the gears. All of a sudden, the car in front of me goes through and it's just.
Yeah, dude.
So then like it's almost a little it's unsettling, but you could like feel the water hitting the bottom of your vehicle through your feet.
Yeah, no,
and
I know
then
that
even
feeling.
some areas going down MLK, for getting on homes, like I judged it based off this one vehicle. All of a sudden, it was deep. It was like probably like 4 inches of water. Like I'd slow down, and then it even made me like slow down.
Yeah. It's pretty gnarly out there. It's not as bad as I was thinking it was gonna be, luckily, but it is pretty gnarly still.
I think the last time I went through rain like that, it was in Indiana. I had an old truck, and like so I saw like this deep end where water's puddled up. I was like, oh, it's gonna be funny. I'm gonna hit it, and I about went on the sidewalk because it drug me.
When was this?
Oh, this is years ago. This was when I had an old truck.
Okay.
I was in Indiana, and
because there was like that bad storm like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that came through?
I think so.
I was at we were actually having, I think it was my grandma Becky had just passed. So we were like at this bar with all of my dad's like that side of the family.
Yeah.
And we went to leave and I locked my keys in the car for one because I got there and like I was waiting for my dad to get there and I set my keys down and then he got there and I just hopped out.
That's the worst.
You know what I mean? Because I'd been there for like maybe 10. I had forgotten, so I just hopped out. And so then we had to break into my car. Luckily, we did. And then on my way home, like immediately after that, it just starts pouring. And on my way home, I actually was like getting scared, dude, because I was driving like tree-lined roads, and I was like it's pretty bad right now. What if I just get crushed driving, dude? And like I've never needed a Thunder Buddy, but at that point, I was really feeling like I could use one. And I get home, and I pull in the driveway, right, and I see the lights on. And then I like look at my phone and I text Max something and I look up and the lights are off. And the power had gone out in that time, dude. And it was really bad. And like our backyard was fucked, dude. Branches everywhere. Max's mom's ex-boyfriend's friend came in and cleared it out. And actually he took out more than we wanted. And I'm like, yeah, well, he was fucking taking it for him. Like at that point. Yeah, you know what I mean? But he took out more than we wanted. But it is a lot better out there now. Like, dude, we couldn't even go back there. There's just branches fucking giant ass limbs. So that was like I was terrified driving in that one.
I don't know, that storm we had roll through Sunday? Was that Sunday we went through or Monday? Yeah, it had been Sunday.
I think it was like 2 days ago. It was I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it would be Sunday, yeah. Yeah, because it was my buddy's daughter's birthday. So I was hoping the fucking branch is a tree was gonna fall on my truck. That way I don't have to make payments.
You were hoping that's actually, dude. While my mom was in town for something, they were in town for something. I think it was Christmas, and we had some sort of crazy thing. And a tree fell on my sister's boyfriend's mom's car that they drove out here from New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And it fell on that, so they had to file something. They got it, luckily. But it found that out at my grandparents' house. And that's gnarly, dude. I'm hoping she's being smart. She's going to Italy, and it does make me nervous about sex trafficking and stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, especially those... It's better than like India, I guess, or something.
It is, yeah, of course. Of course. But she's going to Italy to do
Bob's
it.
and Begin.
So I'm hoping she's doing it smart, you know what I mean? But she's not bringing her boyfriend also. She's like, I want to do this alone, you know what I mean? She's kind of like...
I saw some on that.
She's kind of like, I could just, like, fall into a life right now, but I want to do this first. You know what I mean? I want to have this experience first. And she's saved up, and she's about to do that. That's gnarly. When she gets back, I want to have her on and talk about some of that. But I just hope she's smart out there, dude.
Right.
Being a girl out there is a lot different than.
100%. You got a lot of gooners.
Yeah, dude. Just and like you
a lot of
think you
bad
can
people.
trust somebody, and it's the person that you think you can trust the most out there
Yeah.
that you probably can't. You know what I mean? The person that you're like, oh, this is why I came out here.
It's gonna be like some chiseled brown Henry Cavill.
Yeah, dude. It's just gonna take you away. And then next thing you know, you're locked in some bathroom. Did you see that bathroom video?
What bathroom?
There was this video. Only the women's room had a lock on the outside that you could like put up, like it was a deep. And people were like, yeah, it's actually a common thing in sex trafficking places because like a drunk lady will go in there late at night, you know what I mean, and they'll just throw it up when there's not, and then they'll. Next thing you know, the only time it gets opened is when dudes are hauling you off.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It reminds me of I think it was like 7th grade, 8th grade, whatever. He had moved from, I think, grandma's house to his apartment, and the room now. People lived there prior. I don't know. They must have like not like their kid because they had the door locked backwards, so the door locked from the hallway. So you get locked in the room. And one time I got locked in the room.
Yeah.
And like I had to like pound for someone to open it up.
Oh, I think I heard about that. Was that the laundry room too? Is that the house that she still lives in?
No. This was an apartment.
Okay.
In St. John's, because we had gotten that one, and then she had cheaped out for $50 a month, and went from a 3-bedroom.
Oh, are you talking about your mom's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I know which one you're talking about. In the same complex that my mom used to live in. Do you remember way back there, right by the cemetery?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know she lived there. I guess
She lived there in between. She divorced Rich and moved into there before we moved to Hazlitt.
Ah.
Yeah, dude. Yep. Because one time, my uncle Isaiah was babysitting us, and we all had to be kind of slightly young. You weren't there, but it was like me and Caden.
Yeah.
And then we were watching something. We decided it'd be fun to like take a spooky walk to the cemetery.
And
And not go through. We got there and we're like, we're not going to go through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we looked back and it looked like the newspaper we had set in the door was gone. So then we were like, oh no. So we ran back, but luckily it was still there.
That's funny.
But yes, I was in like 1st or 2nd grade for that.
Yeah, because she had moved there, and then it was a 3-bedroom. So I had my own. The sisters had to share one, and then she had got one, and then she had switched for it was $50 cheaper. Went to the one across because she was friends with the lady. Well, the lady didn't move out her shit, so she didn't like move out in time. So like when you got there was like it looked like an episode of Hoarders. It was just like hallways of shit. And so I got like it wasn't even considered a bedroom. It was considered an office because I don't think I had a closet.
I think I remember.
And
what shop
so
it was.
that's which she ended up having to pay for it because of the girl's daughter had like a sewing kit in that room, and like lost some needles in the carpet, and so I'm sitting there playing MW2, like the gaming position, and I go to like move my foot, and I found one of the sewing needles there in the carpet, and it had broken off, and the other piece of it was in my big toe.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You've had some bad luck, dude.
Yeah, man. She fucking ignored like the hospital bills and stuff, and ended up going up to like, instead of like using insurance to pay for it or something, I don't know, it was like some shit. She was just lazy, and she ended up having to pay like $5,000.
Dude, so you want to hear this bullshit?
What?
When I was, do you remember when I got like really? I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks over Christmas.
Maybe.
I don't even know what caused it. But that's when I found out I had chlamydia. It was really embarrassing because my nurses were pretty hot that told me.
Dude, that's always the case.
But I was like really sick, dude. I was like throwing up and like dehydrated. It could have been the chlamydia. You know what I mean? It was bad. Like I was like, it was so bad that my muscles and my like I could see like you know what I mean, the inside of my body through my skin. Like my skin was so like saran wrapped. And I was like, oh my god, I need to go to the hospital. And they actually said it was good I did because my like everything was shutting down, and so they had me just on fluids. But while I was in there, I had insurance, and I gave them it, and then they like misbilled it or something, and then I gave them like I kept giving the people the information, and they were like, all right, we'll call Sparrow, but then they never fucking did. Yeah, but that's about to fall off. But that was some bullshit, dude. Because I was like, I'm not paying this. I literally kept, you know what I mean, giving you guys everything, and you guys were misdoing it. That's not, because they were billing my dad's first, but Shelby's was my primary. You know what I mean? And my dad's was a secondary, but they were billing it backwards.
Jesus. I never had anything like that. There was one time I thought I did, because the symptoms were the same, and just being a UTI.
You never have?
No, dude, as much as raw dog and I've been doing.
I'm not gonna lie, it's probably, I had to let maybe 4 people know, hey, I don't know where this came from, but you should get tested. You know what I mean?
Dude, I went and did that. So I was hanging out with it was just the girl who took to the Ghostman concert. So like me and her, like we're casual. I think she's like has like masculine pronouns now or some shit. No, it was chill. We'd hang out, and, we'd fuck. That was just how the vibe was. And so like went over to her place, and like so I like took a piss beforehand, like any decent person. And we did our deed, and I'm like, well, I ain't really got a pee, so I'm just gonna fucking roll over, go to bed.
Oh, and then you gotta pee after, dude.
Yeah, now I And so in the morning, fucking boom, do it again.
You've never even had that until then, even from jerking off. You always gotta pee after, dude.
Usually, but like she had a bunch of roommates, and I want to get dressed to go to the bathroom.
I would just throw on some boxers.
Yeah, even though the bathroom's like right there, I was like, I ain't really got much in the chamber, and so, whatever, and I ended up getting like a nasty fucking UTI from it, and so like, it was gross. I'm sitting there like, just like, man, it's not feeling right, and like whatever possessed me to like grab and squeeze, and like some shit came out, and I'm like, what the fuck, like, so you just do some Googling, and
yeah,
it's got all the signs for that. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
See, I was the opposite way. I thought I was like forever. I was like, because it hurt for a while. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I peed, and so I was telling Robert, I was like, dude, I think I have kidney stones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, this is like something. I think I'm about to pass something, and I'm actually way happier to have fucking chlamydia than kidney stones, dude.
Well, dude, like that's so I. Sit there because the fucking only reason why I thought it was that, and then because of WebMD shit or whatever, is because she had said her roommate and her roommate's boyfriend have chlamydia.
Oh.
And they don't get it treated because he likes the way it tastes on her.
You're lying.
That is what she fucking said.
Dude, that's disgusting.
It's the nastiest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I'm clipping that.
Dude, that is what she said, and so I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, I don't know. They like, sometimes women share clothes. I'm like, I never, was.
That makes
kept
me
up on how
dude.
how people like. So I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that's how she got it, and that's why I think I have it. And that's why I text her because
that's the only girl why you should be allowed to kink shame.
Yeah,
that's
dude,
fucking
100%.
Disgusting, dude.
And so like I did the responsible thing. I'm like, hey, I think I have this, and I think I got it from you. And then all of a sudden she's like, well, I don't have it. I'm like, well, you're the last person I've been with, and I haven't been with anyone in a while.
Well, Tyler.
And then all of a sudden this, and then she's like, screenshot shit, and I'm like, oh. I'm cooked.
Big props to you. That fact that you even did that. You should have. I would have gotten tested before I ever admitted to any lady that I thought I.
Well, it was like just as soon as I had like seen some like no. The only reason why I thought it was that because she had talked about her roommates and their nasty little, chlamydia eating stuff and just yeah. She just instead of being like, all right, well, like whatever, I'll get tested and we can figure things out.
Well, I really want to treat it, but he just won't go down on me unless I have chlamydia. Active fucking emissions.
He likes
dude.
the way it tastes, so it makes me wonder like how gross she was beforehand. Chlamydia made it better.
I need active chlamydial discharge in order for my man to fucking eat my pussy.
It's like a little Go-Gurt, little cottage
brings
cheese.
him back to just like licking the pudding out of the fucking thing, dude.
But she fucking she went and blocked me.
He's like tapioca.
I'm like, we've been friends for how long? And then you're gonna block me over like me being like, hey, like I think it's what I have, and I think I got it from you.
That is weird. But hey,
so,
at least you dodged a bullet.
Yeah, and so I went and got like tested.
I don't know. Are you into the ladies being men?
Being men? Yeah. If they got a vagina and they go by he, him, or whatever, sure.
But what if they look like a man but have a vagina?
That's fine. I mean, listen. There's a plus side for cuddling the short-haired people. You don't get that shit in your fucking face.
And hey, I'm not to each their own. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not at the Joe Rogan level of I mean, there's nothing wrong with a strong woman. Armpit hair, it's like whatever. I think honestly, bush is where I draw the line.
I would rather, if I'm gonna go one way, obviously.
Yeah, you have experience with armpit hair. I'm aware.
Obviously, I'd rather go a lady to a man than a man to a lady.
Yes, I had to.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously, dude. If someone's putting a gun to my head and is like one or the other, you know what I mean? Or like I would be less disappointed if I fell in love with you. Get.
I had to think about it.
You're like, wait a second. What are you telling me right now?
Thinking of like
like doing like the math equation.
Yeah, I feel like freaking Charlie with this fucking this cork board.
Oh man, I think we can wrap this up. I have to take a piss, and we can. I'll switch batteries, and we can like start. Do you want to do a Patreon?
Yeah, we can do it.
All right, dude. Fucking peace.